Literally, that's it. That's all that it is. Funny. That is so sad. What a realistic way to start a video talking about my natural hair, other than my twist out did not come out how it wanted to come, how it was meant to come out. Look at this mess. Well, yeah. Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about my hair. It's kind of growing, maybe. I'm gonna try and take a picture of me stretching my hair. For some reason I feel like people on YouTube like that. They like to see growth. Ooh, how can you tell that that's long? Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have to talk about hair. I really want to talk about my natural hair. I want to talk about, sorry, I'm gonna put this out a little bit. I want to talk about my natural hair. I want to talk about struggles of natural hair just in general. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about was mainly just about caring for your hair, caring for your natural 4C hair. This was something that I didn't really know what I was doing. So I just wanted to take you through roughly like doing my hair, getting my hair washed. I'm not going to actually put video of me washing my hair. Should I don't know. But yeah, so basically whenever I'm taking my natural hair out, I always have my hair in braids. So I have my hair in protective style, which is what we call it nowadays in the diaspora. But I didn't know of the word protective styling, you know, before I moved to the UK. It was just my hair is in braids today, okay? And yeah, so I put my hair in braids, I do weaves, I do wigs. We're gonna talk about that a little bit soon, but I just wanted to get this part of this video out of the way anyway. Yeah, so I do wigs, I do weave, I do braids, I do crochet, I do my natural hair, leaving it out. I do everything with my hair. But whatever I need to do to my hair to keep it out of my way, to keep it, basically keep my hand out of it, keep myself from touching it or styling the hair, that's what I do. And I do that for at least 2 to 3 months in the year at once. So yeah, that's one of the things that I do. Just make sure that I care for my hair, put my hair into protective styles, keep them out of the way. So yes, that's the one thing. The second thing is when you actually done like putting your hair in protective style, what do? Braids can really cut your hair if you don't know what you're doing when you're when you're taking the braids out. So make sure that you take your time, plan the time that you take your braids, you know, at a time when you know that you have the time to sit down and do it properly. So it's so important when you're taking your braids out, you can see this and you can see how that bit is. Don't just start yanking it out like trying to comb it out. You take your time individually and separate it out. Like literally, this is some of the easier ones actually that I've actually done, but you have to take your time. You can't just like yank it out, otherwise literally your hair will literally break. I also notice what my hair feels like, how my edges look, for example, when I'm taking my braids out. So if I go to someone new and I find that my edges are disappearing, honestly I don't go to them after that. So you just have to protect your hair. Yeah, sometimes you can tell them, but some people you can't really tell them like that if it's just the way that they are. When I wash my hair, once I'm done detangling, like sort of like separating it out, that's not even detangling, separating it out after doing my braids, then I put my hair into 6 parts. So I have my hair in the middle part right now. I'll put it into 6 and then do the individual plaits, sort of like twist, 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 twist. And then what I do is I then go in again with something else. Some people use conditioner, sometimes I use aloe vera. I don't have the plant, so I get a bioactive one from Holland and Barrett's. I use that and I put it in my hair just to detangle my hair. Again, I do not use comb, I do not use any tools, I just use my hand individually, just separating out my hair. So when I separate out my hair, I don't put my hand through and try and run my hand through like up and down. I separate it out this way, making sure that, you know, because if I try and yank it down, honestly, I will definitely get stops because I don't have straight hair. So I just do it individually, like separating it out. I make sure that I detangle my hair before I get into the shower. If you find yourself detangling your hair in the shower, that's how you know that you've already failed. Step 1, like honestly, maybe for everybody's different, but for me, I get so frustrated. I'm in the shower, water's running. Okay, no, water's not running because we don't waste water over here. Yeah, I just get so frustrated, honestly. So make sure that you detangle your hair, and you're a little bit less patient once you're wet and in the shower, so you might just want to do something quickly. So make sure as much as possible that you detangle your hair before getting in the shower. Now, once you're actually in the shower, it makes it so much easier. I wash my hair in sections. This is a little bit more difficult to do if you have short hair because it will unravel. But I found that the longer my hair gets, the more that I actually stay in the twist. So I don't take out the individual strands. I just wash it like that, in sort of like blocks together like that. Again, it'd be difficult to do if you have shorter hair. But yeah, I just do that, wash it in blocks, and then put conditioner on, and then like the final stages of detangling, so much easier. I can most of the time just put my hands through. Again, I do not use a comb. Occasionally I would use a Denman disc brush. Once in a while I can use this every now and then to brush my hair in the shower, just to make sure that everything is sort of like kink free. And I also do this especially depending on the hairstyle that I'm going to do the next day. So if I'm going to get my hair braided by a hairstylist, I tend to do that just because hairstylists can be very impatient with natural hair, especially 4C hair. So I do that so they don't struggle too much with doing my hair, and they don't try and detangle it themselves, which they can be very bad at, and just cut my hair. My hair is very, very soft, guys. Like, I don't even know how to show you. My hair strands is very thin, it's very fine. So if I mess about, I cut my hair so easily. But yeah, once I do that and I put it back into twist, detangle, put it back into twist, and then once I'm done, I come out of the shower and then I put on oil or whatever you want to use. People are fussy these days whether you should use oil and moisture and all of that jazz. Find something that works for you. What I tend to use, I use this is like Mega Growth. My sister got this for me. Any hair lotion that you can find, whatever it is, whatever works for you, just find something good, find something recommended. It doesn't have to be super expensive. I put that in my hair, then braid my hair, and I sleep with my hair, or I leave my hair in those braids for at least 12 hours, basically until my hair feels and is completely dry. Literally, this changed my life. If I do any other thing, I don't know how other people cope if that's not what you do when you wash your hair. I cannot wash my hair and just let it be. I cannot wash my hair and leave it in twists. I have to physically braid my hair. Unless I want to carry my natural hair out like in a fro state, then obviously I wouldn't do that, because when I put my hair in plaits, it stretches out my hair and it will look a bit weird if I have it carrying out. It'll just look crazy. And yeah, that's what I do. Once I then have my hair dried and out of the shower, put my little hair pudding oils, whatever you want to do to your hair, put it in plaits. I normally wash my hair at night so I can sleep in the braids, and then when I wake up my hair is normally quite dry the next day. That's what I tend to do, and then I can put my hair in a bun, braid it, do whatever style that I don't want to then do with my hair. Normally either putting it in a bun like this, or doing something cute with it, like plaiting it and then put in a bun, something around this nature. So get you a hairstyle that you can do on the worst days and on the best days, like literally any day. I have a bit of a cold, but when I get back home, when I take my hair out, I don't just let it be. So I make sure that I braid my hair before going to sleep. So I make sure that I part my hair just roughly into two, like so. I don't put any water, nothing. I just braid my hair. Sometimes I only do just the one plait, but I notice that my hair tends to be more shrunken when I only do one part, because I don't get some bits in the middle. I know some people can't do like single plaits, and I don't know, there's a lot of conversation around like whether you can actually have natural hair if you don't know how to at least braid your own hair. I feel like for black girls, if you have hair texture like us and you have any intentions of keeping your hair, even if you don't, I just feel like braiding your hair, or at least knowing how to braid your hair, should be considered a life skill. If I have to worry about my hair, if I have to think, oh, you know, what am I gonna do with my hair, honestly, I will stress out, and then that would then probably just having a bad day, and then you wait. And then it's one of the things that probably will make you want to reach for a relaxer. So as much as possible, if I can, look how I look like. But as much as possible, if I can, I make sure that I braid my hair. So you can see my hair was in a bun. I just braided my hair. I'm tying it, both hairs on themselves, just so they're not sticking out like so. Putting that back, and literally that's it. It's not cute, it's not special, but this is how I go to sleep. Put a scarf over my hair, call it a day. You can put a bonnet, whatever you do that makes you feel comfortable about how you put your hair in at night, do that. Sometimes my scarf obviously comes off in the night like this. I don't really mind. Then I wake up in the next morning, and that's when I spritz a little bit of water, put some gel back on, and carry my style again. Lots of people say natural hair care is difficult, and I 100% agree, it is difficult. And I think whenever people say it's not difficult, I'm just like, stop lying to yourself, because it is. And the value or the beauty of natural hair does not depend on whether it's difficult or like difficult to deal with or not too difficult to deal with. You know what I mean? That's not a bad thing. So if you have like a 5-bedroom mansion somewhere with lots of, you know, garden in front and the back and garages and all that stuff, imagine how much more difficult it would be to look after that and maintain that in comparison like to like a small 1-bedroom flat. So maintenance does not determine value. So yes, natural hair, 4C hair is very difficult to maintain, but that's not a bad thing. So yeah, these are some of the things that you can do to grow your hair, and just make sure that, not just to grow your hair, just make sure that you can be, you know, zen whilst having natural hair and not feel frustrated, because it can be so frustrating. Trust me, I literally, my first month, honestly, my hair was still transitioning, which is when obviously you still have your natural hair and then the permed bit on top. Just the new growth in my hair, I literally, I think I had work on Monday. On Sunday afternoon I went to Boots to get relaxer, and thankfully Boots at the time started doing more and more black hair care products, so they had like a relaxer. I ran, when I tell you what, I ran to Boots I put a relaxer in. So I fully understand how difficult it can be, and very frustrating looking after like natural 4C hair if you do not know what you're doing. But find some tips, find some things that you can do to make your life so much easier for you, and your hair will love you so much more for it. Like I said, I'm not intentionally like putting all these oils and doing all these things to grow my hair. It's just everybody's hair grows, like our hair grows, and your hair will grow. Just make sure that you don't break it. I see people with natural hair combing your hair out like this. I'm like, what are you doing? Literally, it's a nightmare. So do not try to comb your hair, do not try to yank your hair. Take time, be patient. My hair is like my little baby. When you're doing your hair, you know you have to interact with your hair. Give it time. Like if for example you need to take your braids out next weekend because you've got some, just plan your hair around your life events. I know your hair becomes like a child, and you just have to find different ways to look after it. So I look like Medusa. Okay, so my hair is definitely not dry, but I've got somewhere to go. So I don't know, I feel like with my cold I sound even more British than I normally do, but I've got somewhere to be, so I have to try and I'm gonna take down this hair even though it's not dry. This is the second part of this video. I've been talking about like just doing my hair and getting used to having my hair as it is, and this is so funny. That is so sad. This is the saddest little thing. Oh my god. I did all this work trying to put my hair into a thingy, and look at how disappointing that is. But yeah, man, it's like the 5th year anniversary of me having my hair natural, like without relaxers, without nothing, and I feel like I'm gonna wash my hair tonight. I can feel it coming. I feel it coming. I just wanted to talk about like sort of getting used to seeing my natural hair. The first time, literally, when I started realizing that, oh, I actually want to carry my natural hair, is round about like when I first moved here, to be honest. I started, obviously I had a better internet connection, so I started watching videos of people doing their natural hair, and I was like, it looks nice. And you know one thing to this day that's very weird to me? Every single time like that someone would say anything related to do with natural hair, they'd be like, oh, like your hair can't look like those girls' hair, and then they would be referring to like biracial girls, or like people who had, you know, obviously like more mixed ethnicities, and how their hair curls is like a little bit, their curl pattern is obviously not as coily as the one with 4C. And I'm just like, I just want my hair, like I just want to see what my hair looks like. And that was one of the reasons why I started doing my natural hair anyway, is that I didn't know what my hair looks like, and to me that was very, very weird. Like I don't think there's any of our body part, I don't know about where y'all are from, but I don't know of like any body part, to be honest. Look, that's not dry, it's so wet. Any body part actually where like you sort of like start like changing it basically, like from consistently, like from when you're a child. Like I don't know of any part of my body that we do that with. I was really thinking the other day, like, I can't think of it. And so to think of the fact that since I was a kid, I was a child, like, I always used to have my hair permed, and this is normal for literally everybody that I know. We always used to have our hair permed. We always used to have our hair like in what's it called, like in a perm pattern, like chemical relaxers and whatnot. And I think that's completely wild. And to think that, you know, I'd spent 20 years of my life and I didn't know what my hair looks like. And I think that's completely mental. When it comes to curl pattern, like, I don't know, like, I like mine. It's not, it doesn't have much of a curl pattern. It's not very, like, look at this one's dry, and this is what it's meant to be like. Do you know what I mean? Just look at my hair, just mixed with all sorts of different things. But this is another thing as well, I never carry, like, I think I made some part of this video where I did a bun, and that's what my hair's gonna look like when I'm going into work tomorrow. Because I never carry my natural hair out. Like, I never do any of that. I don't do any of this stuff. I literally just put my hair in a bun in the bun and call it a day, because I haven't got time for this. And sometimes actually when it comes to my natural hair, like, people want to make it a point to tell you that your hair is nice, but not in a way where they're just saying it plainly. They're saying it almost as if they want to counteract the fact that you think your hair is not nice. I'm like, I don't have a problem with that. From the moment, oh my god, look at this. This is crazy. From the moment that I saw my natural hair for the first time, I loved it. And it reminded me of my grandma, because my grandma, rest in peace, had the exact same hair pattern as me. Obviously, most people do have the same pattern as me, so I don't think it's specific the fact that she's my grandma. But yeah, just 4C hair. And you know, I think of it sometimes as well, how Deeper Life people, there's a church in Nigeria called Deeper Life, and they had this religious thing where they don't perm their hair, and they'd be like the only people who were walking around with their natural hair. Do you even see how mad it is? Can you deep how insane it is that people used to think that they were like looked unkempt because of how their hair was? Like, can you deep how mad that is? I feel like maybe with Deeper Life though, there was a little bit of the fact that they didn't do makeup and they didn't do a lot of other stuff as well. So maybe it was just a general feeling of, you know, they're too religious that sort of affected that. But like, it's just crazy. I feel like with natural hair as well, like, us black women are the only people who know what's going on with our hair in general. Like, black men don't understand anything about women's hair most of the time, unless you find yourself to be someone who is obviously you know, a hair care stylist or what of that. But if we're talking about the general population, black men, they don't have a clue. People, I say black men specifically because they have the same hair type as us, but obviously if you just put yours in a, you know, if you go to the barbers to get your hair done, you don't have to deal with that. So yeah, sorry, this video is all over the place. But yeah, just trying to say that with natural hair then in particular, like, you have the problem with, or the whole thing with people not knowing anything about black women's hair. And then with natural hair, you then have people with specifically 4C hair, or like natural hair particularly, who only the group of people who know and understand natural hair, who are not perming their hair. I've had like very ridiculous comments from people about my hair, black people, black women, about my natural hair, that if it was someone from another race, that shit wouldn't fly. I'm sorry, I would not, like, literally some of the things people have said to me about my hair, I wouldn't accept from anyone else. I would not. But people can be very ignorant. I have been ignorant about natural hair, but yeah, I love my natural hair. Like, I've never been one person who, like, when I saw my hair was like, oh, you know, I'm trying to get used to it. But the one thing that I will say is that a lot of the, I'm gonna bring this down a little bit, a lot of the videos and pictures that I see of people like back in like pre-colonial era, they didn't have afro. Like, an afro was a thing and a period during the Jackson 5 and the US, whatever the US black people were doing in the US. Sorry, that sounds super ignorant, but you know what I mean. It was a movement. And yeah, I realized that I'd never saw photos of people like pre-colonial era who had afro. They had different hairstyles, they did so many different things to their hair, and it's one of the reasons why I feel like I just never really wear my hair out as an afro. For me, it's not functional at all for me to wear my natural hair out like this. Like, it's not, because again, to do with my work as well, like, it just doesn't make sense. yeah, it gets a bit uncomfortable because people don't understand the struggle, and people start to think, and this is what sometimes annoys me, is that people start to put their own things that they've watched on the internet, or opinions of, oh, like black women don't like the natural hair, these kind of things, and trying to put that on me, but not in the negative, like, oh, you should wear your hair out more. Bitch, no, I ain't got time for that. No. So yeah, it's not because I don't like my hair, and I see this, I know I talk about these kind of things on this channel like all the time, but I see this thing with black women especially, like where you're not just allowed to just change this or do that. When we do it, it's kind of like this negative stereotype of you not liking yourself is put onto that, which can be really, really annoying, like incredibly annoying. So yeah, like I love my natural hair, I genuinely do, and obviously I don't have to explain or prove that to anybody, but it can be sometimes quite obvious as well, seeing that people think that you don't like your natural hair. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I'm not going to talk about like extensions and weave and all of that in this, because I feel like it's such a different conversation. I'm just talking of natural afro hair versus relaxed hair. I don't want to think of it too deeply, because it's just like, it's just hair and it's really not that deep. But then at the same time, it's just like, maybe it is that deep. Some of it like gets quite long, and this one like goes in there and stuff like that. So my hair is growing, but don't get me wrong, like literally I could wake up any day and decide, hey, you know, today I actually want to straighten my hair. I could wake up any day and decide that, you know, any day, like I want to do anything to my hair, like chemically straighten it. And I feel like it's not that deep, because one, I'm an adult and I can make decisions on what I want to do with my hair, what style that I want. But yeah, I think for me it's just fundamentally being that it's from children. Like I literally remember, obviously, as everyone does, like you sit down, they straighten your hair, and something that I was born with, something that God gave me, is that you grow up thinking that it's not, something is wrong with it and it has to be like straightened out, it has to be smoothened out. And so this last 5 years for me has been learning about my own hair for myself, understanding, you know, what makes my hair do what it does. So there's so many things that I want to do with my hair, like in that way. And when I do decide to do that, I want to go ahead and do that without overthinking of, oh, you know, what is a symbol of natural and black beauty. So yeah, on one side it's people who want black women to embrace themselves and wear their natural hair how, you know, God gave it to them. And then on the other side it's people who politicize women's hair, who politicize, you know, black women and how their hair is, and like it's not that deep, like it's just hair at the same time. So yeah, like whoever you are, like I just feel like whoever people are, like as long as you don't hate your hair and you don't I don't know, as long as you don't think there's something ugly, that's what I'm trying to say, like something ugly about natural hair, then I feel like it's fine, it's not that deep. Like everyone can go about their day and do whatever they want to do with their hair. Sometimes as well, when people see me with like my natural hair, or they know that I have natural hair, they want to make it a point to say, oh, like natural hair is not for me, you guys are struggling. I saw a tweet the other day where this girl posted a photo of her relaxed hair, saying that women need to go and relax their hair and stop suffering. I'm just like, these are the issues, these are the kind of things that I'm talking about, where it's just like, you can't say things like that. I feel like because we haven't had the opportunity to love our hair and learn how to deal with our hair, then you're already starting from an easier option, if we're gonna call it that, to be honest. Because if you relax your hair, you're starting from an easier option, and then someone brings it like your 4C hair and you're like, okay, like this is a lot, like what's going on. That's my rant over. I want to get to a point where I'm comfortable with my hair. I am already, like it's not that deep to me. I've had comments from, like I said, from black women specifically, who don't have who have obviously like curly hair, because that's what you're born with, but they straighten their hair, make very nasty comments about my hair. I've had that before. I've also had non-black people, men, women, etc., made bad comments about my hair. Like I remember one time taking my hair like this to work, and the guy like literally at work was like, why didn't you just straighten it? So it's crazy, and you then get into this point where people are thinking, oh, you don't love your hair because you're not wearing your hair out. And then also another group of people who think, oh, like you should go and straighten your hair because you should, you know, your hair looks ugly. So it's things like that. My hair is my hair. Hair is just hair. It's really not that deep to me. Like I said, I wear weaves, wigs, braids, whatever it is that I do to my hair, and I don't do that. And people should stop thinking that women or black women do these things to our hair because we hate our hair. For me, weave, braids and all those things are part of my natural hair care. Like I said, I have not seen, someone prove me wrong, I have not seen an African woman pre-colonial era or pre the 80s and that period where the Jackson 5 was popping, where they have an afro. I could be totally wrong, but I've not seen that. We normally have our hair in some type of braid style, whatever it is, but rarely ever, never actually seen an afro. I cannot physically wear and care for my hair the same way that someone who has straight hair does. Rant over. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever people do on this tube, on the channel, and yeah, I'll see you somewhere in this space sometime soon. Go and love your hair, try it out, it's not bad. Also, if you don't want to do it, it's not by force. Bye.